the power of Lagos is slipping off Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The power of Lagos is slipping away from him day by day, constantly, and he is doing everything in his power to latch onto it stronger, and that is the reason for all the heavy taxations and the hike in all the money that is being paid by the government, by the people to the government. There has been exponential increase in all this money since Sanwo has been sworn in, right? That is to keep the people down. That's to keep the people down. And let me break this down to you. Breaking this down to you is that Tinubu, we all know that Tinubu owns the power, has the power of Lagos, and he decides the leadership decisions of Lagos, right? Who is going to be the governor and who is not going to be, and how the governor is even going to be running his administration as well. Even though he might deny, I'm not the governor, I'm not the this and the that. Of course, we all know where the decision is coming from, right? So the point is, you see, Tinubu is running the political style of the American progressives. You know, that's the style they use. They keep the middle people, or the people who are a little bit above the poverty level, the people who are market traders, not the big market traders, not the yellow jazz and all of them, right? Not the big top, those ones, but the people who are not, we can't say they are poor, right? But just a little bit, a little change in government policy can drop them down to the class of the poor masses, or to the class of the poor people, or can drop them into poverty. Those are the people we are talking about. These people, they are trying to look for a way to deplete them, to bring them down to the level that they are going to be able to buy their votes. I'm going to tell you why. You see, in a society, when the fact is, most people don't like to pay tax. Most people don't like to pay tax. Most people everyone is ambitious. Everyone is trying to grow and have a place in the society. Everyone is trying to have a place in the society, and the richer people get, the more people that get into politics. The richer people get, the more people try to disobey some government policies that they are not cool with. Because if you are poor, you can't protest against what you don't like. You try to adapt. But if you have something to fall back on, if they bring any nonsense to you, you are going to say no outrightly. Like no, even the strength of your no depend on the consequences you are going to suffer after the no. So if you have no consequences to suffer, of course you're going to say no. Vote for Lagbada, of course I can't vote for Lagbada. Vote for Tamedo, of course I can't vote for him. This is whom I want to vote for. So that is it. Or okay, I also want to be a governor, step down, I don't want to step down. So that is what they are trying to do. So and that's the number one reason for all these OP elimination in Lagos, all these Gokada, all these Max, all these modern Okada and bikemen applications that came to Lagos like early 2020 or late 2019. So yes, was it late 2019 or mid 20 in 2019, 2020, sure. So they all came, and they left after months of operating. And the reason is because a lot of Lagosians are benefiting from this, and a lot of people are rising fast above the poverty level. People are rising fast above the poverty level. You can see people making 20,000 naira a day. People are making 30,000 naira a day. 20,000 naira a day over 30 months. I mean, over 30 days. That's how much? That's 600,000 naira in a month. That's roughly $1 million naira. There's a little bit you can do to such. The government will have to sweat to buy the vote of such person. The government will have to do extra work in brainwashing such people. So that is it. That's the reason. That's the major reason why they are doing what they are doing. So they are trying to impoverish people. They are trying to make people poor. They are trying to keep people down, so that they will have less strength to say no to whatever the incumbent power says. So that's the reason you can see there has been hike in taxes. Even the NURTW as well, they have been doing their thing. There has just been, everything has just been financially squeezing. They are squeezing people off their money, ripping people off their money, and it's not just actually because they want to gain money, no, but because they actually want to latch onto power. That's number one. And another another reason is because there's a lot of scavengers there's a lot of political scavengers that are trying to clamp down on, or political vultures. Can we call them vultures, or let's call them political eagle or hawks, who are trying to clamp down on Tinubu? Why? Because he has been proven to be a thorn in the flesh for Buhari, who is trying to annihilate him and ostracize him politically, who is trying to neutralize him politically, right? And you know that his strength is Lagos. The money they get from Lagos State and all these things is what he is using to counter the decision of Buhari or decision of the federal government, right? So look at the Edo election, for example. The point is, Eze Yamu might be in PDP, but we know that Eze Yamu is Buhari's favorite candidate, right? What's the name? What's this guy's name? Sorry, I made a mistake. Obaseki is in PDP. Obaseki might be in PDP. He crossed to PDP from APC. Might be in PDP, but he is the number one, or is Buhari's favorite candidate in Edo State's governorship election, or the coming Edo State governorship election, while Buhari and Oshomele's candidate, while Tinubu and Oshomele's candidate is Eze Yam, right? So they are able to keep being in the fights for Edo State seats, or whom is going to contest, talk less of even who is going to win the election. Tinubu is able to keep up with all these things because of the money he's getting from Lagos, even though he has a lot more in reserves, but there's still a lot he has to do with money, right? So they are trying to weaken him financially and in every other ways they can, so that he will be easily defeated, and he will be made to succumb to the northern supremacy, because he's trying not to succumb to northern supremacy. He's trying not to succumb to northern supremacy. Tinubu is trying to make the northern supremacy succumb to him. He's trying, jumping here and there to do that, but he has been unable to do it, and that is what they're trying to do now. They know the only way to annihilate Tinubu politically is to take Lagos from him. If you can take Lagos from him, he's gone. Like, he's a gunner, a snapper. So that's what they're trying to do now, and the only way to do that is to boost his popularity and also keep people down, so that they will be easier for him to influence, either against anyone or in support of himself. So that's the reason. So Lagosians should know this and be smart and know what is going on. So if you have to stay in Lagos, you have to be wise. If you have to leave, you have to know. I'm also not living in Lagos presently, and I'm planning to move to Lagos, but I don't think whatever his decision is going to affect me. I have some physical businesses, and most of my physical businesses are in Ibadan and several other states as well. So in short, I'm not saying no, you should leave or you should stay. I'm only telling you what is going on, so you know what is going to suit you. And as well, yes, let me make another example here. Another example is that of the Loma work slots, right? The Loma work slots, they employed people into Loma, right? And after a year after that's like they used to employ people. They employed people into Loma a year before the election, right? And after election, maybe 6 months or a year after election, they tried to fire all of them, saying that when it is, planning it behind the scene, that when it is election time, they are going to call them back. When it's a year, Lagos streets will be dirty, everywhere will be dirty until the election time is there. That is why all the, what's the name? That's why the environmental and cleanliness thing that people were blaming Ambody for. No, it is actually the party and the state's godfather's decision. They fire people, they sack all these Loma workers. They only use them to gather votes during the election time, right? And after the election, they are going to sack them, only to call them back after 2 years. So that's it. That's how things goes. That's how things goes, and I'm letting you guys know. So that's it. They are using people politically. That's how the economy is running. What can we do about this? It's left to you Nigerians to decide. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that.